5 things I hate.
It's cold. Welcome back to another video. I've just filmed the 5 things I hate about my M140i. If you haven't seen it, click right up here to go watch that video. This is still the same day, same time. I'm just going to do 5 things I love about my M140i because I felt bad dissing my car. Really, it's a great car. So, first of all, how good does it look in this light? It looks pretty sick. First one, it's just the performance. Performance is great. It's 340 brake horsepower, and I've seen these things dynoed for like 370. So for a rear-wheel drive car at 340 brake, it's just unparalleled to, you know, this is competing with like the M2. You know, you've got RS3 up there, A45S that's just come out. You know, this is back in the day. You know, you had Porsches that were driving like 250 brakes. So for this is insane. 500 newton meters of torque. You really get that shove on the back. When I first got the car, I took a friend out in it, and he was holding onto the handle and he was screaming, "Stop!" So that brought me a lot of joy. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind. So performance is number 1. It's great, right? Number 2, I know I dissed the looks of the car in the other video, but it is also a great looking car. So with the package of the Shadow Edition, you know, with the blacked out look, me personally, it looks very stealthy. So, you know, it looks good. So that's the second one. It does look good, but on the other hand, it doesn't look good. Pros and cons. For me, traditional, I just prefer coupes and sedans. A hatchback. My next car, I probably wouldn't really look to get a hatchback, but it does also look good as well. And then thirdly, it's a hatchback, so you get all the benefits of that. Come round. You know, I've got loads of crap in the back of this car, but I've moved houses a couple times. I've moved places where I'm living, and this car's just been great. I can put the seats down, I can shove stuff in. I've even had skis through this car. I put the seats down, they were all the way through. So, you know, if I had a coupe, I probably would have had a problem. If I had an M240i hatchback, it's great. And then I guess for the performance, it's just great value for money. So for 40 grand, it's just perfect. For 40 grand, you know, you're looking at, it's just great bang for buck. So I'm looking at what I would replace this with. You've got the A35, you've got the new M140i, and you know, they're looking at the same kind of price bracket, and you know, they're just not pushing out the same kind of performance as what these are right now. So I guess I got this 2 years ago, but if you were to go and get a car now in that kind of price bracket, you're not getting anything that's just as good as this. So, you know, performance and your budget for money, it's just a great bang for buck. As one of the comments in my first video, M140i is cash. So that brings me on to my final thing I love about this car. Again, we're going to do it how we always do it. We're going to hop in and we're going to talk about the comfort and the beast. So let's go. We do love a good startup sound. So I've driven a lot of cars in my time, my long lifetime I've had, and for me, the performance cars are like, I've driven an M2 competition. These cars have been, when you're going up there in terms of performance, they're super stiff. So for me, even though when I drove it in comfort, it was still stiff. It was doable and livable in comfort mode. But for this is just extremely comfortable. I mean, when it's in comfort, when it's in eco, it just feels like a 118. It's dead comfortable. It doesn't even feel like I'm driving a beast. And then when I flip that into Sport Plus, you know, the steering's way heavier. It's a little bit more tuned, a little bit more aggressive, and the beast just basically wakes up. But you know, when it's in comfort, it just, I mean, if I were to do a UE now, the steering is pretty heavy, but you know, you get my point. In Sport Plus, it's a completely different car. It feels like an M car, an M Light. stuck in a ditch. But when you stick it in sport, when you stick it in comfort, eco, it just feels like I'm driving a normal car. And oh, we didn't like that. It's just an easy daily drivable car to have. So in comfort, you know, I love it. So for me, it's perfect. You know, I drive this to work, I drive this up and down around the country. It's perfect. And then when I need it to be stiff and I want to have a little bit of fun when I hit some B roads, I can stick it in sport. It feels like I've got an M car, and you know, it does everything I need to kind of, it gives me that amount of fun that I want. So yeah, that's 5 things I love about my M140i. I could go on forever. There's just tons of things. You know, the dash is insane, like the LCI facelift sounds great, etc, etc. Quality, whatever. So I'm giving you more than 5 reasons now, but that's the 5 things I love about my M140i. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.